You know me, Darryl Bumpass. Listen, God, you finally made it make sense. You finally made it make sense. I get it. The delay made sense. The closed doors made sense. The rejection made sense. Even the people that walked away made sense. The season of waiting made sense. I mean, even the pain that I went through made sense. I thought you were holding me, but you were preparing me. I thought I was being forgotten. You ever feel that way? But you were positioning me. I thought I was losing, but you were redirecting me. Now I understand why you told me to surrender. Surrender so you could see what I couldn't see. God, thank you. Thank you for making the pieces fit together. What confused me yesterday is becoming my testimony today. I mean, I finally understand you weren't denying me. You were preparing me for what I prayed for. For what I prayed for. Walk with me. I know you hear me, but are you listening? Walk with me. They say, make it make sense. This is what I said to God. God, make it make sense. And sometimes God's answer isn't an explanation, it's revelation. God, you finally made it all make sense. I get it now. while you were looking at what is happening to you, the God within you is working on what is happening for you. I mean, I thought you were taking things away from me. I thought you was taking things away from me. You were just making room. Making room. I thought you were slowing me down. You was actually preparing me. I thought I had missed so many opportunities. You were protecting me from the wrong opportunities. Somebody can relate to this. This has to resonate with you. I thought the waiting was punishment. You were building my capacity for the promise. And now I look back at the pieces that once confused me and see how you were putting them together the entire time. It finally makes sense. Listen, you knew the ending while I was still crying in the middle. So when they say make it make sense, when I asked you make it make sense, now I can smile. Now I can smile. When they say make it make sense, I say God did. I just had to live long enough to see it. What once broke my heart became part of my testimony. What once frustrated me became part of my foundation. What once made me question God became evidence that God was working even when I couldn't see him. God, thank you for making sense out of the seasons that once made no sense at all. You remember those seasons? You may be going through it right now. And if you are still in the part that doesn't make sense yet, don't quit. Walk with me. Don't quit. You better not quit. You better not quit. Listen to this. The story isn't finished. God may be connecting pieces you haven't even seen yet. Pieces you haven't even seen yet. I need you to lean into this. Lean in and listen. God, you finally made it all make sense. Listen, I used to wonder why becoming an author, speaker, coach, an entrepreneur, why it had to be so difficult. Why it had to be so difficult. Why did I have to struggle to find my voice? Why? And there it go, my voice. Why did I have to experience rejection? Why did I have to question whether people would believe in what I was carrying, what I carried? Why? Why did I have to keep starting, starting, learning, rebuilding, and trying again and again and again? I know you hear me, but are you listening? Are you listening? Now I understand. Bear with me. God was developing the person who would eventually stand in front of you, in front of people, and tell them, don't give up in the middle of your story. How could I speak about perseverance if I had never been tested? How could I coach people through uncertainty if I had never experienced uncertainty? How could I write about surrender if I never reached a point where I had to surrender my plans to God? How could I teach people about purpose if I had never wrestled with my own purpose? Listen to me. How could I encourage entrepreneurs to keep building when things aren't working if I never had to keep building when I couldn't see the results? The struggle was giving me something success alone could never give me. And what is that, you may ask? A testimony. You see, the author in me was being developed through the experiences I needed to write about. The speaker in me was being developed through the lessons I needed to communicate with you. The coach in me was being developed through the challenges that taught me compassion, patience, and perspective. Let's talk about the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur in me was being developed through the failures, risks, decision, and persistence required to keep moving forward. I needed someone to tell me that, keep moving forward. And now I can look back and say, woo, God, you weren't wasting those years. You were building my message. God, you finally made it all make sense. What I thought was rejection became refinement. What I thought was failure became wisdom. What I thought, not what God thought, what I thought was frustration became fuel. This is what God thought, it became fuel. I thought it was frustration. What I thought was preparation became God's positioning. You see, the struggle didn't disqualify me from the assignment. It prepared me for the assignment. That's why I don't have to be ashamed of the struggle. Because somebody is going to somebody needs to hear this story. Somebody needs to hear this message. And maybe that's why God allowed you to go through things you didn't understand. Because the testimony he was building in me wasn't just for me. It was for you. You, and you. Yes, even you. It was for the author. It was for the speaker. It was for the coach. It was for the entrepreneur. And most importantly, it was and still is for the people I'm called to serve. We ask, God, make it make sense. God, make it make sense. Now I can say, God did. He finally made it all make sense. And he's going to make it make sense in your life. Get out of your own way. Keep your head up so you can see your blessings coming. God is making it all make sense. Finally. You better not quit. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I love you. I know you hear me, but are you listening?